What is up, my peeps? It's the Ruckus. We're back with another action figure review, and I've finally gotten it. Bringing in the rear, coming up from the rear is your boy with the Maximum Series Spider-Man. Now, this particular Marvel Legends figure has got to be, beyond the shadow of a doubt, up until recently, the most controversial figure that they've come out with. And I said up until now, it's because its partner in the same line has supplanted it as the most controversial figure, and that would be the Hulk, which has been up for pre-order, and I believe it's still in stock on Hasbro Pulse. So that lets you know right away how people are feeling about this. Anyhow, this is what we got going on. I finally got mine. Everybody else, all of your prominent YouTubers, they've been had it. Most likely because they got theirs from Canada, from a certain retailer, e-tailer. I'm not putting the name out there because I have no deal with him. I'm not being salty. It's the truth. So, you know, no free publicity that way. So I'm sure they was getting props that way. Me, I had to do it the old-fashioned way. I got mine. I had mine up in a few spots: Hasbro Pulse, GameStop, Amazon. Amazon came through first. When I knew that they were on the verge of coming through first, I made sure I canceled from the other two sources. No need to double and triple dip, especially with Hasbro Pulse, because at least with GameStop, it's a bit easier to effect returns if that's what you want to do. Anyway, you see the packaging. This is a Maximum Series, so the main controversial point is, of course, the price point. And that price point was $49.99. We'll round it off and say $50. And that's supposed to be because it is the shall we say, Maximum Series. That's supposed to be all about that. And is it worth it? That has been the controversy. You guys have already seen reviews. You've already made up your mind on whether or not it's worth it. I'm still going to ask that question anyway for my audience. And, of course, you'll be able to answer it on your own. You see the accessories, which is primarily the premise for the higher price point, because you see what we got going on. You have a million sets of extra hands, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hands, 5 additional pair. He comes with his fists already on his person. You see we've got an additional head sculpt, unmasked and masked. The lenses are a bit different. You see we have a Spidey sense effect, and on both sides of the packaging we have webbing, and there's a piece of webbing that's underneath that is kind of hidden from the because the Maximum logo is covering it up. And I believe somewhere in there we also get a stand, but we'll take a better look when we get our guy opened up. Looking at the top, you see that Maximum Series logo. We've got a nice Spidey upside down logo right there, pretty nice. And then on the other side, he's got the window, but you got Spidey crouching, and that is the figure. Even though it looks, they've animated it kind of sort of, but that's the figure. So it'll be nice if we can actually get Spidey in that pose, because that's what everybody wants with the likes of Spider-Man, is to be able to get down like that. And on the back, we have this nice image. Once again, it is also it's the actual figure itself in an action pose. So, this looks definitely doable for sure. So we will see if we can actually affect some of those poses for sure. Here's Spidey Max out of packaging, an initial look. He's looking pretty good. We'll inspect him closer, of course. But to get a closer look at what we got in that packaging, I've left them in the clams. We'll take them out, of course, as we go along, but so you could see everything that we had gotten in that packaging. And it was indeed a shield down there. And you see, it looks like we're missing two sets of hands. That's because there was a rear clamshell that had the other two sets of hands, and there is that base, and that base is going to be for one of the web effects. So we'll also investigate that as well. As far as our guy here, let's take a closer look. We want to inspect. There have been a lot of cases of QC issues with Spidey. See if we can get him to at least get focused in on. That's what we want. Looks like I'm having a hard time. I guess that's pretty good right there. But I want to get a little bit closer up so we can see what we're working with. And now, of course, I've lost focus. So we will keep it right here. He almost came in. Got to get him to focus a bit. This is not working out well at all. Okay, there we go. Sorry that took a few seconds off of your lives. Trust me, I understand. But looking at the head sculpt, I'm looking for imperfections in the line work. And straight on, I see none. Looking at the top there, everything is connecting properly. On the sides, same thing. Everything looks good. Everything on the other side with the head. As far as the neck, it's looking pretty good for me. I'm happy about that. Clavicles, looking good. The line work on the chest is on point. The spider symbol is on point. The parts of the that's painted on the butterfly joints, and yes, we do have it. We better have it. Some doggone maxi series. They look good. The arm looks pretty nice. Everything's connecting up. This right here looks like it's not connected up, but that's because my forearm wasn't lined up correctly. But now that it is, it's good. The same thing with the other side. On the rear, our line work looks very good. I've got some QC now going on with my spider symbol here in the back. The red isn't, you can't see that. And the messed up thing is I have two of these, but there's no way you can see the back from the packaging when it's closed. So, I had to roll the dice and I chose this one, and looks like I crapped out. But the web belt, the webbing on the belt, the line work on the belt looks pretty good. Then, of course, the fists looking good. We get down to the legs. Line work looks great there, and as well as the feet themselves. As far as the articulation, the head can look up that far, and it can look down that far. We have neck articulation, so that using that, you can look up even further. So there you go, right there, where you utilize the neck as well. And utilizing the neck going down, you've got that, which means you got a lot going side to side. And of course, you could 360 that head. The arms, shoulders, be very careful. There have been reports of paint rub trying to get it in like these T poses, so be careful with that. Of course, you can 360 it. You do have butterfly joints, so Spidey can rear back pretty decently. Let you see that right there. And as far as the crossing of the arms is concerned, this is good. Look at that. You can actually, trying to get out of focus again. You can actually, look at that. You can do the vertical fist pump. So that's cool. You've got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. You know they got to be pinless if it's going to be max. It shouldn't even matter. We should be pinless, period. Now, we get additional articulation here at the forearm, and that's for a specific reason. And then, of course, we've got wrist swivel, and the fists do hinge horizontally. So there's that. We get to the torso area. We've got a diaphragm. You can go forward that much. You can go back that much. You can go side to side, and you can get rotation up there. Then you have an ab crunch inverted, and so you can get additional articulation going forward, which is good. This should help with the crouching for real. And going back, this right here will help with those crazy Spider-Man-like poses that we enjoy. And then we've got drop down hips, and we can kick forward better than 90, can go back better than most of the times when we try to go back with our figures. We've got the thigh cut, the double jointed knees, and you have to be careful because the boot swivel here at the top of the calf wants to bend off. So be careful with how you bend that knee. You've got, of course, the aforementioned calf swivel, as I had stated previously. You've got your toe can point that far forward, that far up. I gotta keep losing my focus there. You've got the swivel, and you have toe articulation, and of course we've got holes at the bottom of the feet. So our Spider-Man is looking pretty good, with the exception of the paint faux pas on the rear symbol. He's not looking bad at all. For a comparison, we have what is possibly, arguably, previously the best Spider-Man figure we've gotten from Marvel Legends. This is the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, and there are differences you could see. The Renew Your Vows Spidey is definitely thicker, if we want to use that word, than our Max Spidey. And as you recall, we had some pretty good articulation with that guy as well, including toe articulation, as well as butterfly joints. Now we'll go over the suite of additional hands that we received in this Maximum series. We'll start off with, as you see right here, the thwippers. These are true thwippers right here because it has they have webbing coming out of their housings. The right hand, you see that the webbing is a little bit thick, whereas on the left, it's more like it's going to spread out, like it would form a full web, if you will. And here are the standard thwippers, the ones that we know and love and have gotten for forever, and hopefully we'll continue to get as long as there's a Spider-Man. And here we get a twofer, because I get to demonstrate Spidey with his C grippers and utilizing one of the two included web lines that he comes with. And now you see why we had those additional, because it's on both arms, pieces of articulation where you had articulation in the forearms. That's because you have these, for the first time ever, ungloved thwippers. Well, at least one of them is a thwipper. The other one is kind of like it's the C grip, but it's more of a grasper. That's why you see the pose that I've got Spidey in. I'll pick him up so you could see where that comes into play there. So yeah, you just you pull off the forearm and then you just attach these grippers there, and you can create scenes of him either replacing, like he's replacing the web cartridges, or repairing And here's the Fils de Resistance, the wall crawling hands. And I consider that the, as I just stated, the Fils de Resistance, because these are the ones that we want to use when we want to demonstrate our Spidey crawling and crouching. And as you could see, and this is just, pretty basic. I'm sure I can get him to look even better than this, but you can see we can get him in a crouching pose, and that's what we love to be able to do with our Spider-Man. Here's that other Spidey head combined with the Spider Sense, which I think is a pretty good accessory to have. I've got a lot of, not a lot, like 2 or 3 third-party Spidey senses. If anything, I would say I would have preferred if the Spidey sense was yellow, or I guess yellow would do it. We've seen them red, we've seen them yellow, we've actually seen them white. So, Hasbro decided to settle in on the red, and I still think it's good because we have the Spidey sense for the first time in Marvel Legends, so that's cool. As far as the head sculpt itself, I had to really inspect to see what the differences were. And basically the only difference I can come up with is, if I can get that in there, yeah, I know that the heads are based on McFarlane, right? But you'd be hard pressed to find out what the differences are, and the differences are the edges, the outer rims of the lenses. The additional head, which is on the body right now, they're thicker than this head in my hand that came with the figure. So really, that's all I can see that's different. And the final non-web related accessory is that Peter Parker head that we got. And this, I'm glad we got an additional head, but I can't even front. This looks way too cartoony. I'm not even going to give it that many props. It looks goofy. What do you guys think? Let me know. Since I had already broken out the Renew Your Vows Spidey, I figured I'd try out the Peter Parker head on this guy from that set, and definitely an upgrade, even though it's older. I definitely prefer this Parker head to the one that's with the Max set. The last pieces to the Max puzzle are the web effects that we got, as well as those strands that I already shown. And the base is simple. You see, you have the actual base, and then you have the stand, and you get that, and you have articulation at the bottom, and an elbow, if you will, at the top. So that's pretty cool. And you get, this is for the globby web, and you have there's a porthole in there, and you just peg that in, and that's the globular web effect. And then you have Spidey here, and I'll try to get it so it kind of looks like Spidey is shooting it. And of course I can do a little bit better than that, but that lets you see how that works right there. Not bad. And here's the other effect that we get with the Maximum series. The webbing that is about to sprawl out. You could either use this like you're going to make just a webbing, platform, if you will, for which Spider-Man to climb in. Of course, we don't have anything like that. You'd have to figure out a way to get something like that. Or probably more practical use would be you're aiming that at an opponent, and it's supposed to be, looking like it's going to wrap somebody up. And finally, we get this web shield. And it's done just like with any of the Captain America shields. It has a C-clip that's always scary to utilize. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to utilize it this go around. You guys can see it right here, and do with it what you will. And so it's time to put this review to bed. We're talking about the Hasbro Marvel Legends new Maximum Series Spider-Man. New line. They kicked it off with their most popular character, and it was a very controversial reveal and release. It is you saw the packaging at the beginning of the video. It is a Maximum Series packaging, and the controversy comes with all about the price. And when it comes down to it, it's about the price. And did we get our money's worth? It's $49.99. Just say, call it 50. And we did get a lot of stuff. Can't front. But was it worth that type of price tag, considering a regular figure these days are $25, $26, and deluxes are like $39. So this eclipses even that, and usually the deluxes they come with, they're usually larger figures, or they come with an accessory that may as well be a figure itself, aka Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? This $50 price point, and we did get a lot of accessories. We got a lot of accessories that we've always wanted with Spider-Man. These web lines and these thwip effects and things of that nature. Very, very nice. We've gotten the first time the gloveless hands that show the web shooters. That was a very welcome addition. I didn't mention that those hands are kind of big too. I should have pointed that out. They're very large. They do not suit this buck, truth be told, but you put them in poses and stuff, and you never notice it. But of course, being the owner, the collector, you can't unsee it. But I'm glad that we do have it. The extra masked head is dubious at best to me, because it's very difficult to discern the difference. And the only difference that I was able to see were the lenses. The extra head, the black trim around the lenses is a little thicker than what came on the body out of packaging. And then of course there's that Peter Parker head. That is definitely the low point, in my opinion, of this figure. It looks straight goofy. If I am going to pose this figure with Peter Parker head, at minimum I'm going to use the Renew Your Vows head, and I will try out some of the other heads that we've gotten over the years that represent Peter Parker. So we'll see about that. Other than that, I mean, very nice figure. It's a joy to play with. I can't even front on that. A joy to play with this figure. The articulation, the posing possibilities, the accessories to enhance those poses, sky's the limit. It is a maximum offering on that tip. Price, notwithstanding. It was a decent opening act for the Maximum series. Still very controversial, and now the controversy for this has been supplanted by the controversy surrounding the ever incredible Hulk. And you guys, I'm sure you already know what's up with that. And definitely the Hulk is one of my favorite characters, but I can't front. I think until I have the figure in hand, the set in hand, I think this Maximum series just took a step back, but we'll see. Gotta wait till we have it in hand. Everybody's passing judgment now, myself included. We're prejudging is what we're doing. We'll see what's up, when we finally get it. I believe it comes out in June or July, so it won't be long. And I'm sure the high-powered YouTubers are going to have it in May via Canada and their boy over there. Once again, I'm not mentioning that because I'm not sponsored and I don't get any props. Once again, not being salty. It is what it is, So, yeah, let me know down below. Is it worth it? What do you think? That's real difficult. If you love it, then of course it's worth it. But if you just want to speak monetarily, then no. So, what more can I say except let me know what you think down in the comments below, and like, share, and subscribe definitely pass this on. There may be somebody out there that really needs to know what's up with this figure. I took this is definitely an extra long review. It's a maximum series. It basically demanded a maximum review. So yeah, this is, when you see the time on it, when you hit the thumbnail, you'll see the time. Grab some popcorn, and go ahead and hopefully I kept it interesting enough to keep you around to this point. So yeah, let me know. I already said did the hard sell. I did not say hit the notification bell so you know when I upload another video. So I just said it then. So until then, on behalf of Maximum Spider-Man, it's the Ruckus. Peace.